Hey guys, Chomping37X bringing episode 59 of Epic Battle Fantasy V. Last time, we finished up business in the... I don't have the map to show you right now. But we finished up business in the Mineshaft Maze, got all the chests, cleared out all the puzzle rooms, and we took a peek into we took a peek into all the encounters. We found a couple of interesting bomb enemies that perhaps will shed a bit of light on what exactly is going to be going on. But before we can even look at the boss, we have a quite lengthy encounter here, actually. I'm going to switch around their equips a little bit. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. That's just generally pretty good. I'm mostly just going to change equips a little bit. Just so they're a little bit more prepared. Because this battle is a little bit lengthy. So it's one you want to be, make sure you're ready for it at least. Don't have his bomb weapon that I really like. We're going to keep that. And... Sure. We can try this out again. Who has the auto revive thing right now? Let me give this to let me give this one to No Legs. Let's give him at least a chance to get auto revive every once in a while. Yeah, that's no, we'll wait for now. I'm gonna wait to make absolutely any decisions before we. I'm gonna wait until we are like looking at the boss and all that. Okay. So I think we give this a try. Yeah, you can see 5 waves, and it starts off pretty strong here. So this is definitely an encounter you'll want to watch out for. This is quite a lengthy one. Okay. So we got a couple staggers here, which is good. A lot of good weaknesses. Weak to water. Okay. This guy's got double stagger. I shouldn't even realize that. Okay. I think we're just gonna go for a no leg setup. Considering there's 5 waves, you can generally assume that there's going to be 3 major waves and then 2 setup waves that take place in between each of the waves. I think that's probably a fair assumption here. Let's probably want to focus. We'll probably want to focus on the defender, to be honest. He's going to be the trickier one to take down here. So we're gonna go ahead and just put a very large hurting on that guy. Alright, so if No Leg survives, he's definitely just gonna finish him off next turn. And he does, okay. Everyone else is dead, but I mean we're gonna kill the biggest threat here. So that's the I almost I almost did a really bad order. Oh, that would have been very poor. Okay. Let's revive him. I don't wanna I really hate to have a fully dead backup just in case things go south. So let's go ahead and do that. This should just be enough. It's not going to do any damage to these guys, but that's fine, honestly. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that much overkill anyway. Salvage a new hard drive for my computer. Probably. You'd probably find a lot more than you bargained for, to be honest. You'd be able to think I'd go a little overkill, to be honest. Alright, let's do that. That should... Yeah, that's pretty good amount of damage, considering his attack wasn't buffed at all. Okay. The must mean is wind. So this is gonna hurt. It's not their primary weakness here. Holy would actually be possibly better. Truthfully, I'm not sure. It's also straight. Yeah, okay. So I'm pretty sure, at least in this situation, this is definitely better here. There we go. Not too shabby. Masamune legs coming in quite handy here. All right, so here's our first setup wave. So we're naturally going to make sure we take advantage of that. I mean, if that's the first wave, I can't imagine. I don't remember exactly, but I can't imagine the other waves are going to be very pleasant. So this video, I don't plan on fighting the boss. I'm going to go in and scan the boss. We're going to do a lot of planning. I'm going to discuss some general strategy plans that I'm probably going to be using and ones that I maybe would recommend you guys try out as well. Here, we're going to want to get him back up. I forgot he was dead, actually. I should have revived him first. Guess we might as well just do this. Yeah, sure. I guess I should have just kept Nat out and for better heal value, but that's fine. Yeah, because like I said, this... Oh, right, I forgot that did that. Okay. That's pretty handy. Let's... Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Yeah, like I said, this is, it's gonna, I might even have to pause the recording to actually think off camera, because I might have to actually sit here and think for a while. because I'm not going to be able to use the same strategy that I used the first time I did this. I might be able to use a less consistent version of that strategy, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I dig the inconsistent aspect of it, so we're gonna have to wait and find out if that's something I want to go for. Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter too much. We're just gonna do that, and we'll finish them off this turn. I think we should be good enough here. As you can see, these guys really don't do much of anything. Those guys could stun, as you've seen. They've done like once a turn so far. It's kind of annoying, but in general, not that bad. Need to aim better. All right, we didn't really aim that attack, so you know I don't feel too bad. All right, so let's swap you in. Just have you take these guys out. Nice and easy, like. Okay. Alright, not too bad. The flybots can be kind of annoying. Especially since we're pretty heavily buffed here. Actually, yeah, we're gonna wanna make it so that these guys can't do the buff flipping thing. This should prevent them from doing that. Right. Forgot about that little detail. Alright. Oh, what am I doing? Let's do, no, this is gonna be better, I'm pretty sure. I haven't done any skill work yet, so Big Bullet is still a little bit mediocre. Okay, so these guys, I would bet they're very likely to do the debuff. Or the, yeah, the buff flip, so I mean, it is a debuff, but... Oh, wow, they didn't actually, okay. Not very clever, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Alright, we're gonna do this to make sure that it doesn't auto-target onto the flybots, or onto the chompers. We're just gonna finish these guys out. I don't want to have to worry about buff flipping. Although he was siphoned, but whatever. He wasn't gonna be able to kill the chomper in one turn anyway. Okay. So now we can proceed and just lay the hurting on these guys. We could even just freeze them if we wanted to, but honestly, I'm not even sure if we'll need to bother with much of that. No, we'll probably end up freezing one of them. Let's do this. Do the tornado tantrum on this guy. This one I'm sure will live. Yep, just barely actually. And you know what? I'm not worried about it. We'll just buff up and finish him off next turn. Although we do have a setup wave, but even still, I'm not terribly concerned here. Okay, do this. Alright, what do we got? Some more bats. It's just the same. The bats are just reversed now. So now there's less of the electric ones, which I would consider an improvement personally. Let's just re-up on our defenses here, and I think we'll be good to go. Ish. I honestly, I think that's probably good enough for buffing. I might buff No Legs' attack again, but in general, this is probably gonna be fine. Okay, she's got her limit. That's good. So we don't have to worry about grinding out anyone's limit breaks before the boss, which is always nice. I don't like to do that, especially before a certain key point in the game later, where it's gonna become a lot easier to just grind out limit breaks to get them back more easily for the tough fights. Currently, we don't have access to that, so I think we're better off there. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Let's just kill these guys. We got Ana to inflict some debuffs, or some status effects. Okay, so here we got a monolith. I would consider this overall less threatening than the robot, so this is probably gonna go better. I'm gonna prioritize trying to keep Matt alive, actually. So we're just gonna heal him up. Okay, that's... Okay, it's charging already. Not a huge deal. So I was about to say, is that like 110 resistant or something? Because he healed so little from that attack, but he still healed. Alright, so we're gonna have to siphon him already. I don't really like to do that, but not really much of a choice here. You have Encore, and yeah, okay. Let's play defensively here. This will pretty much guarantee that everyone sticks around for another turn. Yeah, let's go for that. Okay. Overall, though, this should be fine. Honestly, no legs can probably take care of both of those guys in one. Wow, that didn't do that much. What element is that? I guess it was Earth. He's a little resistant to everything. It's probably Earth, though. Probably like 50% Earth or something. Okay. Defense. Right. And they're staggered, so it's not even worth doing. Alright, we'll just do this then. Should be just about enough anyway. Alright, and then Matt can definitely finish this guy off. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Alright. And I don't want to wait too. Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait anyway. So it doesn't really. I could just use Moab. I think Moab is worse right now because it's very expensive to upgrade. So I haven't been prioritizing it too much. Also, that move staggers, which is news to me. I'm not sure I've ever witnessed that attack staggering before. So that's interesting. Let's go and do Big Bullet here. I would anticipate seeing a lot of that move coming up. Also, just FYI there. All right. There we go. Okay, so there's the last fight before the boss of this area. One of the most dreaded fights in the game, I would say. It's not this guy. We'll go and talk to him. I thought it was going to be crushed to death. Oh, what? It's all he's... It's kind of weird. Okay, he probably says something after the fight. Okay. Let's go ahead and pop a save in here. Okay, so we're going to take a sneak peek at the boss here. So let's go ahead and see. This is certainly going to be useful in prepping. Tells how to fight this. So you'll notice right off the bat, I mean, you know, you probably would have expected that it was going to be a variant of the Neon Valkyrie. So you can immediately see, you know, starts with a big opening attack, which didn't kill anyone this time. I remember the first handful of times I actually went into this fight on Twitch, it just killed me instantly. It like one time it full wiped all 3 of my party members in that intro attack. Okay, so this is the Neon Valhalla. Mechanical Fortress, which heals itself. It heals itself quite a lot, I might add. It's like pretty significant healing. Huge amounts of damage and fast. You see, it does have a lot of weaknesses, which is nice. Earth and Bomb, obviously, you know, you may be tempted to go with Earth. Basically, you need to focus on one or the other. If you want to focus on Earth damage, you want to have someone packing heavy so that you can get heavy on them. Maybe someone to inflict, what is it, Enchanted to double physical, because most likely if you're doing one of those two, you're using Matt. Alternatively, you probably could do a magic attack setup with Lance, and then you'd want to pack Invis, which I'm not sure if you have a way to inflict Invis easily yet, so that one I think is going to be a little bit harder to do. I personally suggest using Matt as your main damage dealer. That's just what I know, and it's just what he's naturally fit for. So most likely you'll have Matt be your main damage dealer. If that's the case, and you're doing this at the point in the game that I am, where you don't have an Earth weapon yet, you will most likely want to do a bomb setup, which is why getting this weapon is very important. Basically, you inflict him with Dry, you get Curse on him, so that his physical defense, I think you can get all of his stats, or you can get his 4 main stats down to 50% debuff, which is pretty good. So you can get Dry, you can get 50% physical defense debuff, you can get, I guess that's mostly it as far as damage increasing goes, but obviously you want to buff up Matt a whole bunch, give him Brave, and just go for big bullets. That's going to be your main way of dealing damage, at least, you know, if you do a setup like that. That's the main way I suspect I'll be doing damage. We've taken a peek at his bombs before. He also has the Giga Harpoon. We'll look at this one, and then we'll look at the bombs outside, because we can compare them all next to each other. Pull players out of backup and does more damage when attached to it. That doesn't really mean... You pretty much only fight the Giga Harpoon attached to a tank. Besides, like, one exception. But anyway, you'll notice, can be stunned, can be frozen. The bombs, stunned, frozen, siphoned. Siphoning the bombs. This is not something I think I've mentioned before. But if a bomb is going to detonate on a turn, but it's siphoned, it will actually surrender, and it will just go away. When I did this on Twitch, I relied on a siphon strat, where basically I had Nat kitted out with 3 pieces of equipment that increased the chance of inflicting status effects. I am not able to do that this time, I don't think. We don't have a hat that is capable of increasing the chance of status effects. So that strat is not going to be possible reliably. So actually, I can... let me show you guys the bombs, and we'll be able to... Also, I believe the Harpoon is able to do some minor buffing as well, and I think it can flip your buffs as well. I think it's capable of doing that. I don't... Oh, jeez, I have to blur that out again. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember exactly, but it might be able to flip buffs. Okay, so there's 3 bombs that it can summon. Acid Bomb, Earthquake Bomb, Shockwave Bomb. Basically, you don't want any of them to go off. They're all very devastating effects. This will dispel and do huge wind damage. This will stagger and do huge earth damage. This will, I think, either poison and burn and do massive bio damage. You can't really prepare for all of the... I mean, you could, but the most important thing, in my opinion, is that Acid Bomb can be frozen easily. The Earthquake Bomb can be stunned easily. The Shockwave Bomb's a little bit tricky on both. And the Harpoon has 50% on both. The bombs are all 70% resistant to Siphon. So basically, status effects are going to be your best way to go in, you know, again, with the way I plan on doing it. The Valhalla summons these things very frequently. I believe it's every 3 or 4 turns it will resummon any empty slots, including... So if the turn it's going to swap comes around and it has a bunch of stunned or frozen bombs, it will actually replace those bombs with new bombs. So you can't necessarily, you know, keep them stunned and frozen, and it'll just, you know, you can just stall out the bombs pretty much forever. It will replace them. So that kind of strat is not as viable here. Like I said, on Twitch, I had a hat that increased status effects. You could get it up to 100% chance to inflict it. The bombs are 70%. Let me run the numbers really quick on this. I could do the AoE, let me say. The AoE has only 100% chance, so we're going to do 0.7. Each gear that boosts status chance boosts it by 1.5. So we'll do that. Oh, whoops, hold on, I did this wrong. So it's 0.3. Oh, jeez, okay. So to do the math, you do 0.3, because the enemies are 30% able to be inflicted with the status effect. Oh my god, I keep playing it. Okay. 0.3 times 1.5 times 1.5. 1.5. So the AoE has about a 68% chance to inflict Siphon on any given turn. Not bad. You can boost that a little bit by good and bad luck. If you have good and bad luck, it will actually be 100%. So that's tempting. The only problem with that is that you'd need to mix in a fireworks on that turn. That could actually work though, because when I did this, I didn't have access to fireworks yet. I don't believe. I don't think that event had come around yet. I might be wrong on that. But either way, I'm thinking I might actually be able to do Siphon strat again. Siphon strat made this fight. Truthfully, it made it pretty easy. If you can consistently siphon the bombs the turn before they go off, they'll go away. And you can do, you know, if you have a consistent setup, you can do that every single time. So you literally remove the bombs from the equation. If you remove the bombs from this fight, you inflict the boss with debuffs. I'm gonna have to do that again. Inflict the boss with weak, tired, curse. Or just, honestly, just weak and curse, actually. He doesn't, sorry, she. This is actually canonically a girl, I don't know why. She doesn't do that much damage. This fight is not that bad with a really solid plan in effect. Which is the problem, is that, you know, if you don't have a bunch of people helping you, or if you just want to figure it out on your own, it can take a while to figure out the best course of attack. The first time I did this, I focused on stunning and freezing the bombs, and eventually I just couldn't keep up. It's really hard to consistently do that. I'm sure it's, especially with a good setup with Ana, but the only problem there is you'd be relying on the randomness of the arrow rain attacks. So it's you know, it's all a bit hit or miss, really. I'm definitely going for bomb strat for damage dealing, so we're just gonna focus on that. For Nat, Siphon's already maxed out. I think I'm going to upgrade 7th Heaven here, because this is a really good ability. That's really expensive. Her main function in this fight is going to be to inflict those status effects, to inflict Siphon. That being said, let me actually check their resistance to good and bad luck. No resistance. Perfect. Don't have to worry about it. Okay. Perfect. So good. So bad luck is going to be inflicted on them 100% of the time. So I don't even have to worry about that. Okay. Very nice. Firecrack is maxed out. Absolutely perfect. Let's level up 7th Heaven once. The rest of this I really don't think is going to matter that much in this fight. Tired isn't even useful because it's going to help. Oh, that's right. You can't capture this boss either, so you don't even have to worry about that. Although, you know, on the flip side, some people like to use capturing as a means of as finishing a fight earlier, but unfortunately not going to work. I'm going to level up Oblivion. This is one way, as basically a panic button. You buff Lance's attack, you drop an Oblivion, it will pretty much destroy all of the things that it summons every single time. So it's good to have a fallback strategy in case, for one reason or another, you're not able to do your Siphon setup. So that's good. Oh, that's really expensive. She actually could do pretty decent damage as well. Mighty Oak is actually viable because everything is also weak to Earth. So that's kind of viable. Ragnarok could be another good panic button. I'm going to want to go for Cleaver just for high damage on the boss. But Ragnarok could be good. I think I'm going to hold off on that for now. 9 lives, I think that's fine. This could be handy. A little bit pricey again, though. But maybe worth it. I think 9 lives is good enough. This extra good luck could be handy. I'm going to buff up Sushi Cat here, actually. And we're going to go ahead and just switch around our equips a little bit. So the boss itself, which ultimately, if you're able to do this correctly, you only need to prepare for the boss. It really, I'm trying to think, it really only does bomb and non-elemental attacks, I think. It might have, like, one wind attack, like the horn honking attack like Valkyrie has. But I think really bomb resist is what you're going to want to go for. Matt's obviously going to be our star player. So we're gonna give him, we're gonna make sure that he is well. Oh, that gave bomb resist anyway, didn't it? No. Oh, this doesn't give bomb resist. Right, it's the army stuff. There we go. Okay. So obviously, also I could be upgrading some of these equips a bit. Honestly, I think I'm going to. Also, I'm gonna use my steroids. Let me just go ahead and do that. I feel. Since I realized I can actually look at all these. Why do I have so many Ana stat ups? Jeez. Now that I've realized that Siphon strat could actually work here, I'm actually not as concerned for this fight as I was beforehand. We can't. Okay, we actually don't have a way to inflict invis. We don't have that staffed yet. Oh, okay. Our damage ceiling is going to be a lot lower now, roughly half. So that's a little unfortunate. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, actually. Okay. Just something we'll have to work with. Honestly, most of this isn't that. This can weaken, which is good. We'll keep it with that, I suppose. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. I was not expecting that to be an issue. I didn't even think to check that. So that's okay. So really, that's not going to hurt our defense at all. The only thing that's going to impact is our offense, which... The fact that he heals makes it a little bit important, but ultimately it should be workable. We also don't have an easy way to... okay. Lance might need to be on dry duty. We have very few ways to inflict dry. Nope, that's another... Right, okay. We might actually have to equip with the Flame Titan, which is really crappy for damage in this fight. Just because it's not bomb element. But inflicting dry so that Matt gets high damage is really important. So we're actually going to go for that. 90% is good enough. No, you know, we're gonna actually go for that. I really love like 100%. So we're gonna unequip this. We're gonna equip Nat. Right, her staff. Okay, so she does have a staff that boosts status and flank chances. It's in the shop, so I'm gonna pick that up before the next recording. I believe she has the alchemy set staff that I will go purchase that increases the chance of inflicting status effects. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna have to completely rework my strategy before next stream, or sorry, next video. I'm hoping I'm not wrong, because that's gonna be very unfortunate. But I guess we'll have to see on that. The jury's still out on that one as of right now. So I guess I can equip you with that. A lot of this other stuff doesn't matter that much, honestly. Woolly Mammoth is kind of nice. Guy's Gift, it's good to have her as a backup for inflicting status effects, so we'll keep that. No Legs I don't have a specific role for. Secondary damage dealer, I suppose. So we'll give him something like, I don't know, a Bandit Blade maybe? Oh, we could inflict Weaken. Another means of inflicting Weaken could be nice. Or we could have him inflicting Curse. Curse might actually be good. Just trying to see if he has any useful resistances here. Not really. We'll go with the Riot Shield. We'll equip him with a means of inflicting Curse, just to help us out a little bit. I think this all should be good enough here. Don't need to bother capturing, but the resistances in that are kind of nice, I guess. Okay, I think that's gonna have to do it. Where like I said, I'm gonna have to go pick up the staff because that's really important. If I don't have that, the strat is not consistent, and I'm gonna probably need to find something else. Anywho, sorry, it was a lot of planning. I had a lot to go over with this boss fight, just because the fight itself can take a long time. So I want to make sure next time we have as much time as we can to just focus on the boss. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check the description for a link to my twitch.tv channel, where I suspect tonight I should be playing some modded Terraria with Calamity mod and a bunch of smaller quality of life changing mods, but Calamity is the main content mod I'm going to be using. So if that's at all of interest to you, I highly recommend you check it out. Check out the Discord also for discussing said Terraria playthrough, discussing this game, anything like that. And, yeah, next time we are going to take on the dreaded Neon Valhalla. I think going to these different encounters might do something different as well. I don't remember, actually. I'm going to check that for next time. But, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.